Welcome back, guys, to Miles Edgeworth Ace Attorney Investigations, where last episode our investigations with Little Thief revealed an interesting movement, as with another fireplace secret passage found due to the building being bilaterally symmetrical, and then learning that it had been flipped, we figured out the potential path for the person Kay was chasing, making the room that Sheena came out of the suspected escape route. Now we have returned to the darkness, seemingly, of the Theatrum Neutralis, to follow our suspicions. Agent Lang. Langzy says, little cubs never do they know the real fury of the elder wolves. These quotes are definitely becoming increasingly difficult to decipher. And what does that mean? It means you'll never really know how angry I can get. Mr. Prosecutor. The counterfeit bills made with Babbly's ink. They were all of Zengfar denominations. Yes, so I heard from Miss Von Karma. But we don't know where the pay money has gone. They must not have figured out that it was all burned yet. Ever since those things showed up in circulation, my country's economy has taken a big hit. Zengfar is in financial chaos as we speak. Because we can't tell the difference between our own bills and the fakes. But it's not just the money. The citizens are also worried. I staked the honor of the House of Lang on this, and have come to this land to capture the mastermind behind this whole mess. I investigate how the bills were made and how the ink was smuggled into Zengfar, and I pursued the smuggling ring all the way here. But tonight, this is where the final chapter was written. Despite my frantic efforts to chase the smuggler down, someone got to him first, and now I'm called to return home without a single answer. Agent Lang, Don't start. It's not your fault. It's not anyone's fault, Mr. Prosecutor. Ambassador Alba, I'm sorry for all the trouble tonight. Oh, no, it is I who should apologize. It was all because I was not strong enough. If only I was able to think of a better solution. Curse, you fool! Curse your empty brain! You're being too hard on yourself, Ambassador. I take full responsibility for tonight. End of story. Sheena, let's go. Time to return to our den. Yes. I don't like to admit it, but there's not much else for us to do but to go home as well. Agent Lang, a moment if you... You, Wolfman, and the secretary lady, hold it! Objection, pal! Detective Gumshoe, have you got the results of the handwriting analysis already? Yep, and that note was definitely written by Mr. Koshin, sir. Just as I thought. Good work, detective. It's Gumshoe's turn for an objection. You probably got sacked for that. The Mass 2's note data updated my organizer. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor. How long do you intend to hold us up for? Sorry to have made you wait, but I believe that now everyone is finally here. Agent Sheena, I'd like to ask you something if you don't mind. Yes? How exactly did you fail to see the Yatagarasu when you were in the neighboring room to where Mr. Koshin was killed? I'd like you to explain that to us. What? Hey, Mr. Prosecutor! What are you doing asking her about something she didn't see? Agent Lang hasn't touched the Babal investigation at all. So I suppose I will need to explain a few things to him first. Miles Edgeworth, I can't even begin to imagine what's going on in that head of yours. The only thing going on in my head is the pursuit of the truth. Oh, it sounds like you have some sort of plan. Very well, I'll supervise you until the end. Yeah, like you're doing anything. Is she seriously going to treat me as a subordinate for the rest of the day? You're not trying to pick a fight with my subordinate on some flimsy guess, are you? I'm not trying to pick a fight, and the evidence is hardly flimsy, as you will see. Accusations need to be shown some evidence, too. You can't just accuse. So here we go. Ha! I should have known. You and I are destined to fight it out to the very end. It would appear that way. Well, I'll prove her innocence. So let's see what you've got, Prosecutor Edgeworth. With pleasure. For my opening argument, I'll discuss the Yatagarasu that appeared in Babal, and establish exactly who it was that Kay saw. Agent Lang, I assume you've been briefed on case testimony. You mean the suspicious person in a coat that she saw? That's right. That person is one of the keys to solving this case. The person who pretended to be the Atagrasu. Pretended? And what do you mean by that? I'll get to that in a second, but first I want to review what this person case or did. Okay, if you could please explain what the person you were chasing did for us. Okay, you got it! I first spotted the suspicious person near the open air stage on the Babbly side. I called out to the person, but as soon as I did, that person ran off. I thought it was rather suspicious, so I immediately gave chase. For the sake of argument, let's call the suspicious person the Atagrasu. Now please tell us what happened when you chased the Atagrasu up to the 3rd floor. Can do! I chased the Atagrasu all the way up to the 3rd floor of the Babbly's embassy. It was a pretty straight chase down the hallway until a sudden turn. The Atagrasu disappeared around the corner, so I did my best to catch up. When I turned the corner, I saw the Atagrasu run into Mr. Koshin's office. I gave chase and ran into the room. But when I entered the room, it was pitch black. I couldn't see a thing. I felt something on the ground next to my foot, so I turned on the light, but then... Ah! Who's there? By the time I turned on the light, the Atagrasu disappeared. When Kay entered the room, the person she was chasing was already gone. Why do you suppose that was, Agent Lang? What do you mean, why do you suppose? Isn't it obvious? The person slipped out through the door behind the girl under the cover of darkness. Well then, in the hallway... Why, but I know for a fact that the person didn't escape through that door. Oh? And how do you know that with such certainty? That's easy, with the position of the clock. If the Atagrasu had left through that door, they would have run right into this person, though it is entirely that you would have caught him. Take that! Your answer is Sheena! Yes, because let's consider what would have happened if the Atagrasu had used the door. When Kay screamed upon discovering Mr. Koshin's body, the Atagrasu would have run right into Agent Shih-na, who was in the next room over. Agent Sheena, would you mind telling us if you saw the suspicious person in question? No, I didn't see anyone. You see? Therefore, the Atagrasu could not have escaped through the door as... It just means that the creep slipped out before Sheena made it out into the hallway. I doubt that, as there was another person in the hallway, a certain detective. Detective Gumshoe, where were you exactly at that time? Me, sir? Well, when I heard Kay scream, I ran towards Mr. Koshin's office from the opposite direction of Agent Sheena, sir. So, Agent Lang, can you explain how someone could have eluded both of them? Even you must concede that under these circumstances, the door was not a viable route. No! Way to go, Mr. Edgeworth. You nailed him with just an explanation of what happened. Yes, I've eliminated one of the possible escape routes from that room. But this is far from over. I need to make Agent Lang aware as well of yet another possible escape route the Atagrasu could have taken. I get it. So that's what you were trying to show me. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, let me guess. This is what you're trying to say, right? Because the door was not a viable escape route, then there must have been another way out. Precisely. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, we're starting to bust out with our revolving fireplace wall explanation, right? No, not quite yet. Huh? But why? I thought this would be the perfect time. Did they not hear this? The revolving wall on the Babbly side is known only to 4 people. And if we use this information unwisely, the truth may escape us in the end. What's with all the whispering over there? Scared I'll figure out your tactics? Nothing of the sort, Agent Lang. Come, let's continue where we left off. That smug, haughty attitude of yours. You really rubbed me the wrong way, you know that? Well, no matter. I figured you out already anyway. The only other possible escape route besides the door is the room's lone window. Since an eerie picture said escape route exists. Are you saying that this photo captures the moment of the Atagrasu's escape? I guess Detective Bad must have filled him in on this photo. I have to admit that at first I thought the window to be a possible escape route as well. However, I now know that to be impossible. Now, I realize you may not know this, but humans can't fly. Well, it's like, everyone's just like, well, we know, yeah, well, I've had one case, I've had several, you know, this happens fairly often. I mean, also, did you know that there are humans with powers of channeling? Weird, isn't it? Of course I know that! That's bloody common sense! Indeed it is! Very English of him. Besides, I never said I thought that photo to be the Adegrasu's escape route. I suppose not. Alright then, explain yourself. The shadow in this photo was not the Adegrasu that Kay was chasing after. Was it the chucking of a costume? You can say whatever you like in whatever language you want. But there's only one language I really understand. The language of evidence. Very well then. I present to you proof that the person Kay saw is not the same as the one in this photo. Eh? Eh? Ore? I mean, the only thing that linked, like, you know. Oh, wait. Isn't it? Wait. So this is after the first fire, but not at the time of the third fire, or after the third fire, so therefore the timing doesn't fit up. So that's the proof that it's not that. Got it. Don't worry, I'm not dumb. Just took me a little bit.
Take that!
Let me explain to you precisely why the shadow in this photo is not the Adegrasu Kay saw. Kay spotted the Adegrasu heading for the third floor during the second fire. However, the photo in question was taken just after the first fire. Yeah, way to go! That's twice you bit him in the butt now. We're not done yet. You still have to explain what that shadow is, and how the Adegrasu escaped. I don't suppose you can answer both, can you? Regarding the photo, I admit that we don't understand what it means quite yet. As I thought. However, the Adegrasu's escape route, now that I can answer. You can? Well then, Mr. Prosecutor, go on. Enlighten me. Even if I explain it, you'll try to find some flaw of what I have to say. You were busy heading up to the Alabastian investigation, correct? In that case, I doubt you'd have much knowledge about the Babbly side of the case. So wouldn't it be best if the lead on that side, Agent Sheena, explained in my stead? Sheena's my subordinate. If I don't stick up for her, how can I look her in the eyes and call myself a boss? Lang, it's alright. I can take care of him. Sheena! You shielded me a lot as my boss. But it's time for me to prove my worth. Alright. If you're okay with it, then you have my support. Finally, it's down to just Agent Sheena and myself. This is where the battle really begins. Now then, what is it you'd like to ask? Let's see. Why don't we start with your movements inside the Babbly's embassy? Here we go. Sheena's movements. During the first Babbly's fire, I assisted in putting out the fire. During the second fire, I was searching for the Adegrasu that appeared in Babal. While I was searching, I heard a scream coming from the next room over. Although I was in the next room, I was unable to catch a glimpse of the Adegrasu. To be honest, I'm actually very skeptical that the girl's Adegrasu even exists. I think we found our statement. And that is all I have to say. But I'm not lying when I say I saw the suspicious person run into Mr. Coachen's office. Like I said earlier, I have no intention of retracting my testimony. Good. Just to confirm, did you have a partner when you were on your investigation? No, I moved alone. In that case, you have no one to corroborate your alibi. Is that correct? Nor does Kay. You calling her suspicious because she was in a room by herself? How pathetic. And it wasn't when Agent Sheena tried to arrest Kay under the same rationale? Ah! And how about when you accused Larry because he was the weapon's owner? Ah! Not that it's unexpected for that useless lump to get into such a situation, although I suppose it's never a good idea to let mistakes go uncorrected. I will make no excuse for what I did in that situation. You should apologize right now for making Kay out to be the killer, pal! I'm sorry. Sheena, apologize. I'm sorry. It's really okay. I mean, I'm not under suspicion anymore. Right, Mr. Edgeworth? Well, I never doubted you. Not for 1 second. And the same goes for me. I believe in Sheena. Let's put that to the test and see if she is really worthy of your trust. This promises to be interesting. Don't start laughing now. We're going to put you in a bad spot. During the first Babbly's fire, I assisted in putting out the fire. Hold it! Okay then, good for you. We're not really talking about that. So you helped with the fire extinguishing effort. I was in charge of the police on the Babbly side, so I helped them with their work. Police doing the job of firemen. You really know how to work people. She sure does. That's because she's one awesome woman who knows how to manage. I guess so. She's always bringing you a business card or a skull at just the right time. To prepare everything before I'm ordered to. That is the definition of a secretary. She gotta seem more capable than Agent Land, doesn't she? At the very least, she's certainly more capable than you, Detective. Ugh. Oh, I kinda had a feeling you were gonna say that. She does more than just a capable secretary, you know. Sheena, tell him whatever things you're good at. Alright. During the second fire, I was searching for the Atagrasu that had appeared in Babal. Hold it! By the second fire, you mean the one that consumed the third floor of Babal, correct? Yes, that was when the suspicious person was spotted in Babal. Then you were after the same person in the long coat that I was after. There is no proof that the suspicious person was really the Atagrasu, because no one was able to get a good look at the person's face. By the way, how was your team's investigation? In order to extinguish the fire, water was pumped into the third floor via the windows. So the majority of the investigators conducted their searches on other floors. Maybe they did, but there was one person who was wandering around lost on the third floor. When the fire was pretty much out, I moved to investigate the third floor. And you did that alone? Yes. While I was searching, I heard a scream coming from the next room over. Hold it! So you were in the room next to Mr. Koshin's office, clarifying their position. I already told you I was earlier. As I was examining the neighbouring room, I heard that girl's shrill scream. Upon hearing, I immediately ran towards Mr. Koshin's office. Wherein you proceeded to arrest her, as I recall. Yes, I did. She was totally innocent, pal. I thought we had already cleared that up. And I thought I had already apologised for my behaviour. Now, if the tenacious detective would be so kind as to be quiet... Ugh! I have to agree. Right now is not the time to take issue with that. Ugh. Well, you too, Mr. Edgeworth. What I do take issue with is the fact that you didn't see the Atagrasu agent Sheena. The prosecutors of this country are also strange. Although I was in the next room, I was unable to catch a glimpse of the Atagrasu. Bull... Because the Atagrasu entered your room. You weren't able to catch even a glimpse despite being in the next room. Is that true? I really hate to repeat myself. I'm sorry for inconveniencing you. However, I simply wish to make sure that you are not misremembering something. We wouldn't want you to be accused of lying later on, would we? Hey, Mr. Prosecutor. Are you calling Sheena's testimony a lie? Agent Lang, I'm talking with Agent Sheena right now. So I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't interrupt us with superfluous comments. Superfluous, even. You know, I feel kind of bad for him. I understand his pain in watching one of his subordinates being accused. However, I cannot turn my eyes from the truth. Plus, I'm used to it, so he needs to get used to it too. Lang, I'm alright. And as for you, I think you should be focusing your doubts on that girl rather than me. And why is that? To be honest, I'm actually very skeptical that the girl's Yatagarasu even exists. Really, really? Well, I'm gonna go step back a little bit. Because the case point here is not that because you were in the next room you didn't catch a glimpse. It's because you were in that room that you should have caught a glimpse. Revolving fireplace wall. Let's prove the route. This is the time. Now that we've got Sheena out. Surely this isn't jumping the gun. Objection! Oh yeah. Being in the room next to Mr. Kojin's office is the problem of your testimony. Knuckle back! Mr. Prosecutor, I don't see what problem you're talking about at all. Agent Lang, do you recall the secret we discovered about the Alabastian office fireplace? Huh? Oh, you mean how it connects the office with the room next door? What about it? Well, Alabast isn't the only country with secret connecting fireplaces. What? The fireplace in Mr. Koshin's office holds the exact same secret. What? The Yatagarasu didn't escape through the doors of the room or the window. The escape route was through the revolving fireplace wall and into the next room over. Now do you see? Who punched her in the face with wind? If the Yatagarasu had escaped into the next room, then the thief would have run straight into Agent Sheena. Meaning that it's impossible for her to have missed the Yatagarasu. What is the meaning of this, Miles? Well, would you care to explain, Agent Sheena? How you managed to completely miss the fleeing Yatagarasu? Or shall I? Your claim that you were in the next room was a lie all along, wasn't it? The truth is you were the one Kay saw on the coat. Pretending to be the Yatagarasu, and you were the one she chased after. As you tried to lose her, you ran into Mr. Kojin's office and headed for the fireplace. Then you shed your coat in the next room, leaving it there to emerge as Agent Sheena. After that, you came back around to place Kay under arrest. Does that sound about right? If not, then speak now or forever hold your peace. How dare you make Kay look like a bad guy when you're suspicious one, pal? It's coming out. Sheena. That laugh. I remember this irritating laugh. Ugh, I'm getting chills down my spine. It can't be, but it has to be. Sheena, what's wrong with you? I'm sorry. It was so funny that I couldn't help but laugh. Funny, you say? Yes, that you would accuse me of being the Yatagarasu. The prosecutors in this country really are also very strange. Do you think you can get away with it by simply laughing it off? You think I'm taking things too lightly? I think not. It's that prosecutor who is. Look, everything you said earlier is nothing more than mere speculation. The Yatagarasu fled through the fireplace. Do you have any proof to back up your claim? If you don't, then you haven't proven a thing regarding the Yatagarasu's escape route. The tone of voice you're taking with me now has certainly changed. That's because it's been a while since I've had this much fun. I think I'll let loose and then we can have a real battle of wits. For an agent of Interpol to show me the true power of a mind, it is a great honor. Don't underestimate me. I'm not some foolish broad, you know. I know, and that is why I won't hold anything back either as I answer your question. My question? Here is your proof that the revolving fireplace wall in Babal was used recently. Where is it? I know exactly what I'm going for. I just need to figure out which piece of paper it is. Still bubbling ink into the back wall while burning files and fireplace. Left ashes there, but it was turned around. Take that! I'm sorry, but is this really your honest answer to my question? It is. Yes. According to Ambassador Plano's testimony, he said he was burning some documents in the fireplace with Mr. Koshin. Oh? The ashes of what they burned were left in the fireplace, so they should have been there. However, when we went to investigate the room, the ashes weren't there. Why is that a problem? Maybe someone cleaned them up?
Objection!
Unfortunately for you, Ambassador Plano said that he forgot to. And so the question remains, why were the ashes missing? The answer is simple. When the Yatagarasu went through the fireplace wall, the ashes were pushed into the next room by the wall as well. The movement of the ashes that were in Mr. Koshin's office is my proof. And just what is so funny? Ash as proof. Are you even allowed to submit such flaky evidence in court? I like the pun. You still wish to fight us? Of course. Why wouldn't I? In that case, let's hear your counter-argument. People who don't know how to lose gracefully. Am I right? My counter-argument, huh? This really is just like being in court. Well, to me, it was simply continuing from where we left off all those years ago. I have no idea what you're talking about. It doesn't matter if we're at a crime scene or in court. Let's finish this here and now. I suppose. I've had a lot of fun today, but I grow weary of this game of cat and mouse. Let's make this the last testimony and wrap up this absurd case once and for all. Sheena's rebuttal. In my eyes, all you've proven is that the rotating fireplace wall was used. But you can't really call that proof that the Yatagarasu used the fireplace now, can you? So then, who was it that used the rotating wall? Show me your answer with real evidence. Remember, we've already finished our very thorough investigation, and we found not a single suspicious thing in Mr. Koshin's office. And there you have it, my counter-argument. Ah! That's very impressive. She's seen through to the fact that I've yet to gather that one piece of evidence. What's it, Kate? I haven't had a peep at you in quite a while now. If you don't think you can handle it, feel free to leave the rest of it to us. But Okay, pull yourself together. You are the true heir to the Yatagarasu name, are you not? If you want to steal the truth, then you must never take your eyes off of it. This chase you're running to catch the truth. You must see it through to the very end. Mr. Edgeworth, you're right. I will see this through to the end. So, you go get it for me, Mr. Edgeworth. With pleasure. Looks like a lack of evidence has left you wide open, doesn't it? Sheena, please, show me you're someone I can trust. Don't worry, this will be the deciding match. You'll see. I'm truly sorry, Agent Lang, but I simply cannot allow her to escape me again. Very well then, Agent Sheena. Shall we begin? I'm ready whenever you are. And so here we are, with Sheena's rebuttal. Let's start the music to end an episode here, because we're gonna press the hell out of this, because I know that this is not the end. We've got more to do, quite obviously. There's so much stuff that we have not even used or brought to light, like the passion flowers and more. So we're nowhere near the end if this is all the evidence still in our stuff. It might be useless evidence, but you never know what other stuff we can bring to light here. Look at this. There's so much other stuff, but surely it can't be the end. So join me next time on Miles Edgeworth, Ace Attorney Investigations, where we hope to pin Sheena down. Or should we say, someone else completely. It could be me. It could be you. We'll find out next time. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.